Hey YouTube. What?
Still recording?
Yes, I'm still recording.
Roommate.
I'm recording again. Roommate. So,
No.
today I have mounted my camera on top of my monitor using a clever solution involving masking tape. This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to work with it. I don't have a webcam, obviously. So today I was going to talk about Operation Payback, which is sort of a new effort by Anonymous. It's anti-piracy, so people are calling it anti-copyright, which is fair. It consists of a series of distributed denial-of-service attacks against various high-profile organizations, websites of organizations that are involved in copyright law, including the United States Copyright Office, the RIAA, the MPAA, various other targets. Actually, allow me to read you some headlines, because these are just amusing. Operation Payback causes massive service interruptions. Operation Payback attacks to go on until we stop being angry. 4chan to DDoS RIAA next. Is this the protest of the future? Operation Payback is a bitch. Hacktivism at the dawn of copyright. And a totally unrelated website, Operation Payback, no vet left behind. Now, I think Anonymous is getting a little bit cheeky, and I know Anonymous is sort of known for being cheeky, but I don't know. I think to attack copyright law is a little bit misguided, and I think there's no real exchange of dialogue going on. Obviously, that's not something Anon really does. They sort of do announcements and maybe the occasional interview about protests that they're going to be doing in the near future. But I just sort of wanted to do a quick little entry about alternatives to traditional copyright, and just sort of spam you with a bunch of links and say, you know, I'm a big supporter of Creative Commons, which is designed as an alternative to traditional copyright. I'm a big supporter of free and open source software. From the GNU General Public License to BSD license to MIT license, there are a number of other licensing options for at least software developers, and Creative Commons extends that concept of free work, of free sharing of information to creative pursuits. And I think that's great. So, go Creative Commons. Yeah, so I think the problem here is not necessarily traditional copyright law, but rather draconian enforcement of copyright law, especially as it pertains to music and movies. Media such as that are really not well suited to the producer-consumer model that's enforced by the movie industry as it stands. Producers need to acknowledge the fact that there is a substantial movement online toward the free sharing of information, and that it doesn't necessarily detract from business. It doesn't necessarily detract from the amount of money that you're going to make, at least not significantly. And it's much more important as a creative to get yourself out there and get yourself known and recognized. And the vast majority of creative people are not working with a producer. They are independents. So, the free sharing of their work is actually better for their publicity and better for their business than, a traditional producer-consumer model could ever be. So if you are a creative type, if you do music, art, movies, whatever, you should look into Creative Commons. You should look into alternative licensing options, and just experiment with it and see if it's a good fit for your work, and just sort of get the word out there for other people. Because probably the biggest enemy here is lack of exchange of information. So this has been Operation Payback. I'm Why Ever Not So. Check out the links, which are down here somewhere. And I will see you tomorrow.